full of presenters, a massive microphones, and a whole load of talk. This is TigerTails Radio.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to another exciting episode of TigerTails Radio. I'm your host, TK, and here in the studio we have some Crackle. And
the other elves are due shortly.
Hang on.
I'm waiting for the snap and pop.
How about now?
Yeah.
Can we hear everything okay?
It's all
Yeah.
good. It's all gravy.
I think.
Gravy.
I can hear definitely more in the left than I can in the right. I'm not sure why that is.
I'm not sure because I don't have both my headphones in.
Oh, I found the perfect position to not look into a microphone to speak.
Really?
Sounds good. Oh.
Ooh.
It kind of does look like I'm falling asleep on the pop guard, but...
Well, probably because you are.
It's so comfy.
Rock-a-bye, angel, dog song on the guard.
It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah, so aside from a little bit of volume problems at the start there, because fuck them all, it is TigerTails Radio. This is Season 8, Episode 30, and I am TK, and in the studio we have an Angel Dark Song,
Hello.
and we have a Felis.
Hello.
And
Sorry.
I like breaking him.
I don't know what they're doing in there. I haven't,
It's just, is that a false? Yeah, it's news thump, isn't it, or something?
I haven't got my screen up, so
It's-
I
Yeah,
can't
it's
see what
a-
they're doing.
It's
I think
BBC. It's actual...
It's actually, Matt Smith is the latest nude photo leak.
Oh, I heard about that. I laughed.
Oh,
He was wearing nothing but a strategically placed fez.
Oh, really?
Oh my god. No, the American fangirls.
Well, that's Doctor Who. Got a whole new generation of fans. And hello to DJ who's in channel as well. Hello.
I wear a fez now. Fezzes are erotic.
Yeah, they're not just cool anymore.
Look, a fez hanger.
Fezzes, they go that extra mile. Well, there's a whole new... Yeah, let's not go there. I think I've amused myself. No one else, just me. Let us get the stream up so I can see those two. He's wearing a hat.
I could wear mine, but it's currently drying.
Yeah. Aww.
This one isn't drying. This
Carefully
one is
placed so it'll
dry.
actually retain its shape as it dries.
That one is nicely dry. That's why he was whistling the Willy Frog thing.
Yep.
I did wonder.
You didn't notice me take your hat.
Nope, totally not. But that's cool. You can have a hat today.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we wore hats, so...
Exactly. We should feel fancy.
Exactly. We should have hats. I'm just going to adjust my camera slightly. There we go.
Yeah.
I might try and hat up a bit later on then. Because hats.
I might grab mine then.
Ooh, I have to get a shirt. I actually say that. Hang on. Rubbish. Hat. Doesn't quite work with the headphones on, but still, it's a hat. But other than that, we are back. It is just gone 8 o'clock on a Monday morning, which means we are back with your regular tomfoolery, bullcrap, geekery, tangents, bollocks, and other things that Felis put into the Facebook feed me advertised. I'm not sure what it was. I read it, but my short-term memory is completely shot this week, so... Nah. That's my highly acclaimed critical response to everything this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're slightly depressed Skeletor.
Yes. Actually, this week I'm an exceedingly depressed skeletal. Because literally
Exceedingly breast Skeletor.
depressed, trodden, downtrodden, trodden on, or whatever you want to call it.
I don't want to know what you like.
Oh, well, I could tell you.
A general
I could show
feeling
you.
of skeletal malaise.
Apparently I now look like a farmer. Thanks, DJ. I'll take it. That'll be good worse. So, we are back. It feels like about a week has passed, actually, since we were last here. I was setting everything up going, oh, this feels like I haven't done this for ages. That means I've just had the longest week imaginable, doesn't it?
It has felt like a long week.
It has, and I've done exactly fuck all nano prep this week, apart from get my novel up on the website now they've refreshed it finally.
Yeah, that did take longer than
It
expected.
took a long time, didn't it? My head is
Partially
very wonky.
because I said this on the Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
Apparently, the whole website refresh is that they go through the databases for the website,
As
and
you
the
do.
mail and everything, and the forums to see what needs to be wiped and what doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And said database was several gigabytes larger than they expected. A database, gigabytes,
This is a bad thing, kids.
because people have decided to use the internal mail to back up their novel.
But it was only what? How many people do you reckon?
Well, given how small and internal mail is,
True, actually. Yeah, it's not really designed for that, is it?
no.
I have a tiny hair just on my. There we go. On my microphone.
I just asked you to go to the desktop site. Why you come to the mobile site?
You need to use voice commands.
Just do it again.
I actually got my PC running on Google voice commands now as well. It's quite awesome. I say Google search for shit and it goes complying.
And then all of the scat appears.
Yes, that wonderful vocal-based musical genre, indeed.
Oh,
As
he's stuck
popularised-
in a redirect loop from Silicon Era's shitty desktops. If you click the options for your Google,
Oh
and
dear.
there should be a request
So,
desktop site.
While those
somewhere.
two are piddling about, I might as well have a quick gander at how my week has been. And my week hasn't been too bad. My main PC in the lounge here, not in the lounge, sorry, in my bedroom here, which broadcasts the audio feed if you're listening via the radio, that blew up. And I mean blew up. The power supply went, grand style. There I was, watching the final of the Great British Bake Off on BBC iPlayer, when all of a sudden the power to the PC just died. It went and everything shut down. And I thought, oh, we've had a power cut. I then took a moment to register that the fact the monitors were still on and going into sleep mode because there was suddenly no picture, and all the lights were still on. So I quickly established that it was not a power cut, but indeed it was a PC failure. So I unplugged everything, hauled the PC into the lounge, plugged the cable in the back, and then went to plug the cable into the power socket. Upon meeting electricity, the power supply unit decided it didn't like living anymore, erupted a very loud bang noise, spewed fire from its arse, and then proceeded to smoke proficiently until such time as I removed power to it. This was about, in total, a whole second, as I shit myself, and then unplugged it. I then had to brave the general public this weekend, which is a sore point, in order to go and get a new power supply to get tonight's show up and running. Whereupon I then encountered problems with the graphics card, so I had to raid that from an old PC tonight. So I've not been in the best of moods. But otherwise, the week hasn't been too bad. How about Felis or Angel Dog Song? How has been your weeks?
I will let the Angel Dog Song go first because I am doing things for him.
Oh, too kind, sir. Too kind. Well, my week has been very boring.
Oh. Well, that was a big lead up to nothing.
Have you actually tried just typing in siliconera.com?
Yes.
Because mine is just defaults straight to the desktop style.
Mine tablet is amazing.
Are you not having much luck?
He tried to request the desktop site and it just stuck him in a permanent refresh loop.
No, my week is. I haven't really done a lot. Again, this just currently feels like I'm just leading up to my week off, which is next week.
Oh,
And then I'm not sure I'm going to do anything interesting. I'm just do small things just to catch up on everything. It was
like
a week off.
Destiny.
No. Just it was a week that I was kind of forced to take off. Not really forced, but yeah. It's just nothing. I have nothing. I'm so boring at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Check out Captain Excitement over there in a stolen hat. As I demolish half a biscuit on the webcam. Well, then laugh. Thanks.
Well, watch
I
out
kill you
for
all.
that.
Hom nom 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 nom. Of course, I'm watching the webcam feed. I'm watching the YouTube feed, sorry, which is about 30 seconds or so delayed. Of course, everyone else is watching that at the same time I am. So, of course, when I narrate upon it, it'll be 30 seconds hence. So, kind of like a whole minute behind. And everybody watching the feed will go, but he's not doing that at the moment, he's talking, because we can see him talking, and then scratching his head like an idiot. Nom 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 biscuits. So, Felix, how's your week been?
My week was spent attempting to get some semblance of an organized sleeping pattern back into place. Through judicious use of sleeping tablets and ignoring my girlfriend.
Wow.
It was actually kind of sad. It got to the point where I'd be feeling sleepy at about 6 o'clock in the evening to 8 o'clock in the evening,
Well, that's good.
going to sleep, waking up in the wee hours of the morning,
That's bad.
taking a sleeping tablet,
That's good.
and then waking up about 6-7 hours later.
That's pretty good.
Until it finally takes. And yeah, it was almost fucked up by drunken people who will soon be gone.
Yeah, Alex.
What? I didn't.
No.
I did
Yeah,
not do that.
it's actually been a boon for Alex. He's woken up to coffee every day.
Wow.
Except last 2 days.
I don't get that kind of treatment. That's not fair.
Oh.
Mind you, I live with a hedgie, and he works nights mostly. He's working
does.
days today then, so if we ever
Yeah,
run
yeah.
too
The
much,
one day I plan to come over here on time
The one
and
week.
socialise.
he's doing days all week this week, so he's not happy about that in the slightest.
Aww.
But if we're really unlucky, if we ever run too much, he will appear, bursting through the door.
And the rest of the week has been spent getting ready for Nano,
Yep.
getting ready for my Nano Rebel project.
Ooh, what's this?
Well, the whole point is that I'm going to be spending this month plotting it and prepping the backstory and getting most of the resources in place.
Hmm.
And my Nano project is to try to get an hour of a playable RPG done in 30 days.
Oh.
Indeed. So once the resources are in place, which are time consuming,
Yes, they are.
all I've got to do then is actually start writing the scripts.
Mm-hmm.
That is the event scripts. You know, the
Yep.
person says, and this happens, and the general storyline bits, and then get it done. And then see if I can actually get a full hour's worth ready.
That's going to be harder than it sounds, especially people going skip.
Yeah, I did think about adding a cutscene skipper. On the other hand, I'm trying to. I've got a
Unskippable cutscenes. You will
I've
have
got
the
a
plot.
proof of concept bit where the prologue is basically a whole bunch of very short vignettes with a short history of how you got here, and then you're thrown into a couple of
The
scenarios
plot!
the game has. Yeah.
It's like, okay, you've had your cutscene. Now have plot. Because, plot.
Plot is good.
Plot is very good. Plot is what makes the noveling world go round.
And murder.
Murder helps. In fact, murder and plot kind of do go hand in hand.
They do, don't they?
They are the best of bed chums.
So this is all the stuff that I've been doing whilst, then getting very sleepy and then going to bed early so that my girlfriend can watch Gilmore Girls all night long. Which, to be fair, no. Gilmore Girls has one really good use.
Contraceptive?
For writing.
Oh, okay.
Why?
The
Because
storylines are generally kind of meh. Production values are okay. The dialogue.
Yes,
Watch
hilarious.
a fuck ton of Gilmore Girls. No, actually just show her to write. Watch a lot of Gilmore Girls to watch dialogue that flows really, really well.
Oh, okay.
It's the one thing they did masterfully.
Fair enough. I suppose they had to have some good points. I mean, you're on the TV for long enough, so...
It sort of sits there in a level of, Coen Brothers movie dialogue. That sort of, snappy, go on to the next bit thing.
But then Twin Peaks is coming back, so
It
anything's
is.
possible. I couldn't believe that.
Isn't that a couple of years too early, according to that little reference in the first?
Oh, I don't know. I never really watched Twin Peaks. It was never really my thing.
Yeah. They brought it back for a second season, and people kind of meh.
I remember they
And
brought
it was
Crossroads
announced
back, and it's like, why the hell did you bring Crossroads back? Everyone was glad when it died, but who would want a second one?
They cancelled Twin Peaks just as it was getting really good, by all accounts.
I mean, I suppose it's not going to be as bad as Dallas, where they just retconned an entire series. And it's like, yeah, that was just a dream. Never happened. Jail's not dead, it's all cool. It's like, oh, okay. Well, that was a long
It's
dream.
alright, because if you're playing Drink Along with Dallas, you wouldn't give a fuck at that point anyway.
You'd be dead. You'd be in hospital.
You'd have had more livers than George Best.
Yeah, and that's saying something.
Oh my god, did I just make a British sporting reference?
You'd have more livers than a northerner with a meat and liver pasty every day for his life. That's a
I
lot
think
of
the
liver.
hat is influencing his references.
Might be.
Might just be.
Aye.
No, I want a Cornish pasty. And that's not northern, that's southern. So no, that's about as southern as you can get, Cornwall. But peak current is, I think. Cornwall, Devon type area. That's why there's no Xavier on this week's show. He's currently on holiday.
So
Bastard.
we have to carry everything.
Yeah, we have to carry his weight. The slacker. He's there, out
Right,
enjoying
so-
himself.
I will leave the page of news up just in case I need more things.
Oh yeah, news. That's the thing I probably should have thought about, isn't it? But it doesn't matter. So which sleeping tablets are you on then?
Huh?
Are you on like prescribed sleeping tablets or are these over the counter?
No, these were prescribed.
Oh bugger.
Because most of those over-the-counter things are
Useless?
actually pretty much homeopathic tablets.
Yeah, or basically
They
sugar
are.
pills that taste like shit.
Calms are literally homeopathy trying to masquerade itself as a natural sleeping aid.
Ah, the all-new natural sleeping
You
aid.
look carefully on it. It actually says homeopathic on the packaging.
Really?
Really.
Fucking homeopaths.
Like, most of those over the tablet thing, over-the-counter sleeping things don't work that well.
No, they don't.
The problem is I've been trying to space out the sleeping tablets for myself because I do not want to build up either a tolerance or a dependence on them.
Probably a good thing.
That's bad, if I do.
No, I mean, it's probably a good thing you're spacing them out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, the
dependency is bad.
doctors usually say, do not take these more than 3 days running.
Really?
Really.
Okay, we'll take them 3 nights running then, it'll be fine. So silly. I was given some advice by someone who shall remain nameless because they don't want to be identified, that a hearty swig of night nurse every night apparently does the trick.
How about some NyQuil?
I think I tried NyQuil.
Did you enjoy your resulting month-long coma?
No, because there wasn't one.
But was it the original Green Death flavour?
I can't remember. I mean, I tried some other little pills as well, and they were fucking useless. It's like, this is a natural sleeping aid. Then why am I still awake?
You should look up online at some point. There's a whole Dennis Leary skit about NyQuil
Really?
and its wonderful coma-inducing effects.
He lies.
You guys are drunk.
I think it ends just with a little tiny song where he goes, NyQuil, 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 we love you, you great big fucking Q.
Yeah, I could do with getting some more. I could do with a regular sleeping pattern, especially just for Nano.
Yeah.
Because they say you're supposed to be well rested in order to have the most creativity. And so there's me half asleep going, I can't brain today.
That's the worst bit, where you just sat there for an hour just trying to slog through.
It's like I'm trying to work out how to do it this year in terms of motivation, because last year I was working and so I was knackered most of the time. And I wasn't really concentrating on anything, and I only got about 18,000 words done.
The
Which was
hardest
appalling.
thing for me during Nano, as a professional municipal liaison, is not slapping people when they talk about the muse or how they can only write when the mood takes them.
Oh. You're supposed to be able to write whenever. Even if what you write is shit, you're supposed to still write.
In fact, the whole point, Nano, is to teach you the art of the word vomit.
Indeed. But I found last year, it wasn't so much the muse not hitting me, it was the fact that I couldn't stay awake at the keyboard long enough to actually press the buttons. Which kind of is a bad thing when you're trying to press buttons.
Well, I was pretty consistent last year.
I mean, I could have had one really long word. It would have had 50,000 characters, and it would have been whatever key my face had landed on at the time.
Oh yeah, I remember that. 'Cause you actually did kind of accidentally nap at the keyboard, didn't you?
That's fine. My keyboard
And
lives.
had words.
NaNoWriMo isn't the first time he's done stuff like that.
No,
Won't be the last either.
Nope.
definitely.
But
no.
after winning it for 2 years and then losing it for a year, I'm kind of feeling, well, I need to win it again now, because fuck losing. I need my new certificate to join all the others. And they feel lonely. There's only 2 of them. They need a third wheel, so they can bully one of them and just pick on it for being shit. And I know which one they're going to pick on as well. They're going to pick on the middle one, because that was the one I wasn't happiest with at all.
When you garbled stuff out at the end and didn't really finish it.
Yeah, it was mostly won by half of it was actual story. The other half was all the notes and notations I've done, and basically all the character backgrounds and everything. So it was mostly prep and not really any story. But it was still words written during Nano, so I counted them because fuck it.
You cheater.
Not cheating at all.
I'll allow this.
You should see my notes. They are thorough and detailed.
A suspiciously detailed outline that was written beforehand.
No, that's a sad thing.
All you had to do was fill in the proper nouns.
Haha. Just put the capital I's in places. No, I was pretty much at the point where I knew where I wanted to go, but as I was writing it, I realised it was going nowhere. Despite following the path that had been supposed to be taken, the path that was designed for it was so dull. It just wasn't worth telling. It was like, oh, that's a bit of a shit. So what do I do
Yeah.
instead? I need to amend this. I need to make it actually readable, because this at the moment is dishwater. It's as dull and dreary as dishwater, and I need to fix it.
I just realised why I was slipping downwards. It was because my mic was slipping downwards.
Would you like me to do a bad coat balancing?
I got it. I got it.
You sure? Because I've got to get up to get the hat at some point anyway.
No, it's cool. I've just done it. Yeah, I just realised, hang on. I've
I'm
merged
slipping.
with
I'm
my
slipping.
body.
I'm slipping.
I
And
think
his
you
neck
already
disappears.
merged with your body.
Yeah, if you hadn't merged with your body, something's gone seriously and genetically wrong, dude. You're not Rayman. Seriously. And speaking of Rayman, that popular video game character, I suppose that does bring us on to our next section. Which means we have to all pray silence for the jingle, for the gaming news.
Now it's time for the latest gossip from the Silicon Grid. This is the gaming news.
I like how I timed that bit perfectly.
What bit was that bit? I didn't hear you.
The pretending to just about talk as the jingle comes in.
I see.
Octodad's
It's
getting
wonderful.
That's
So,
that thing I'll see in about 30 seconds.
Octodad's getting DLC
What?
for free.
Oh, awesome. Is it coming out on PSN?
Yep.
Sweet.
But that's not real news, I'm afraid.
Oh, why not?
Well, it's just a DLC release.
That's still news.
I suppose it is.
It's an announcement about a game. I mean,
Game.
Face Rig's getting some freebies as well. They've signed the deal with Steam Source or whoever, Valve, and they're getting a load of Team Fortress 2 things and Portal things into Face Rig for free. And there's also going to be a paid Halloween pack as well. So, which I'm going to get for free because I was one of the backers who got 2 free DLC packs. Yeah, boy! So I'm looking forward to seeing what they've got to offer for that. Halloween packs. So it's going to be Fluffo with a new hat.
Halloween.
We love Halloween.
Yeah, we do.
We come, we see, we want Halloween. We will bite all the necks. Nom nom nom.
Nom.
But I did see something that made me happy this week, actually. Ed Boon announced a thing on Twitter.
did he?
Mortal Kombat X is getting a comic.
Yes, along with
It's a really pretty looking comic as well.
along with the
Witcher.
Wolf Among Us.
Oh.
We'll be getting
And the second series of Injustice hit number 1 of the charts, of the comic charts, which was awesome.
Yes, on year 3 now.
Really?
Yeah. I honestly thought it was going to be a 6-episode short.
Yeah, and it's really spun off and it's got quite popular.
Yeah, I think the lore in the Injustice universe is more interesting to people than the actual
The game.
game, yeah. Which is, it's actually pretty fun.
And Ed Boon's chuffed because it's like, hell yeah, this is awesome! Yeah, you can keep on doing this, that's fine. I mean, Injustice was, story-wise, pretty fun. I quite enjoyed playing through the story mode of it.
I did like the opening cinematic.
I found the game
Wait,
a
no.
little clunky in
Wait, no,
places.
I'm getting that confused with PC Online.
I've not actually started that yet. I think I downloaded it once on the PS3.
DC Universe Online? Should be,
Hmm.
yeah, it should be free on PS.
Yeah,
as well.
it's free on PS3. I think I downloaded it. I never actually started it.
It's what I call the second loneliest RPG online RPG I've ever played.
Which one?
DC Universe Online.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to play the Lego RPG. I didn't even realise it was out. Then they closed it. And I was like, oh,
No.
shit. The only MMO I could have been tempted by. And they closed it before I didn't realise it had come out. Which was probably the same for a lot of other people, which is probably why it closed.
Look, I only learned that a couple of my friends were some of the core team on Toontown Online when it closed.
Oh, I remember Toontown Online. I remember that the fans got it back up and running again.
Yeah, along with Star Wars Galaxies is also up and running again on private servers, rolled back to the updates before it went to ship.
You mean the pre-combat upgrade, which meant that you could be a Jedi from the beginning?
And also the Twi'leks now have more dance moves updates, which is all that started happening towards the demise of the game. They just stopped giving a shit and added more. Added
more
random
dance
shit.
I heard it was really good before they had the combat upgrade, which was like actually. Well, hang on.
Remember the combat upgrade just made dual blasters a completely useless concept.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I did look into actually playing Star Wars Galaxy on a private server at some point because I thought, oh, that'd be pretty fun actually. This game sounds awesome, but I don't know if the community's big enough.
It's like playing Minecraft in a private server. That's all good and all.
Let's put it this way, the community was big enough for them to recreate the game, set up private servers, and manage to get, repatch out the stuff that was patched in.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to have taken some effort, you've got to admit.
You were saying
I think-
TK?
I was going to say, playing Minecraft in a private server, it's nice and all, but there's so many like mods and modifications and like things people can do on the servers. Is that you get to the point where you think, is this really worth it? Am I technically still playing Minecraft, or am I just playing something now that's now using Minecraft as an underbelly? And with the private servers, it can start developing a bit like that, where if people start modding it to a point, are you still playing the original game as you remember it? Or are you playing some crazy offshoot? But Microsoft have said they're going to leave Minecraft alone in terms of buggering around with it.
But we will take this opportunity to bring it to our folks.
Everything. 2.5 million or billion, whatever it was. That's a lot of money for Minecraft.
So, should I jump straight into some headliney goodness?
Yes, why not?
I might be
So,
able to
speaking
join
of
you.
Microsoft, they have finally killed the Zune tablet thingy.
The old
Leaving
MP3
all
player.
3 people inconsolable.
In all fairness, it did come out before the iPod did. To give Zoom some credit.
And that's what made the Xbox slightly a fair bit better for media streaming than PS3 originally, because all you had to do was install Zune on your computer and you could stream straight away without having to fuck around a bit more.
Well, they never really geared the PS3 up for streaming from...
No, they didn't. which
They
is
gave it
fair.
media server support, which was nice, but it wasn't really supported. They just kind of tacked it on. It's like, oh, you got an SMB server, that'll do. There you go, run this. So in the end, we had to download third-party software.
1 month after launch, 3.2 million people are still playing Destiny. So say Bungie on the statement they gave out about the average stuff that happens in the game, along with
Like I said earlier, I strongly suspect that 2/3 of that are the same people having to log in again, just going, "Fuck, error message is an aluminum falcon."
Well, see, that surprises me, because you and Pete were very much talking about Destiny when it was first launched. And then about 2 weeks later, no, I don't play it anymore.
Well,
It's like, what?
How long it took for getting tired of the same stuff. And as far as core mechanics go, it's fucking
really good.
awesome.
It's amazing.
It's great, but as far as content goes, there's just nothing to keep us playing.
But I think that's what brings people back, is that the game is so good that people want stuff for it because they want to play it, but there is no reason to play it.
I think the PvP people are going to be more likely to be keeping on coming back than the people who want to just, play around with
PvE,
friends every
yeah.
so often.
Yeah, unfortunately. Like I said myself, I only play it really twice a week now, just to do the stuff that comes out weekly. Other than that, I might jump on and play for like an hour, maybe even half an hour, but I just don't, there's nothing there. And the average playtime is apparently 3 hours as well, so...
Oh,
Which
wow.
is about as long as it takes to get some of the harder bounties done. So people are just jumping on,
Playing
doing the daily bits for your
doing the daily
grinding.
grind or whatever, and then...
Buggering.
That saddens me. I want some more story content and new gameplay stuff, because that's cool.
But you're going to have to pay £30 for that.
Really?
I'm hoping that they'll put it in with some of the free stuff. I know that in one of the recent updates, they slipped in most of the stuff for the story missions for the next DLC.
Yeah, because that got hacked out pretty fucking quickly, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, look at it this way. They're not going to put anything free new content-wise. They're just going to reuse
No, they're just
what
going
they
to have
have.
the events for the free stuff.
The events
That's
that
sad.
use the stuff that's already existing in game, which would be great if they did something. They could do something small. They could just do something in the overworld. They don't. They use missions instead. But let's not start like
Which
that.
is sad, because you have nice overworld segments. Like I said, there are a lot of invisible walls that piss you the fuck off. There are invisible walls on mountains that are just in between 2 playable areas.
Really?
I was hoping I could just jump up on this thing, take a shortcut over this ridge, and be back at this area, and jump, boing. My brain actually includes
Seriously?
the sonic boing.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Holy crap.
And as pretty as the game is, they do secretly hide a lot of the pop-in from you. Quite a lot of the ground textures, like rocks on the ground and stuff, have actually got a very close draw distance,
Oh.
which you don't notice unless you're just,
Looking for it.
Yeah, I accidentally zoomed in on the ground and went, wait, rocks? Zoom out, I don't see the rock. Rocks? No rocks. Rocks? No rocks. Gravel in the stream? No gravel in the stream.
I see.
Okay.
But, yeah, I was about to say, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Ubisoft fights back against claims of Assassin's Creed Unity downgrade. Seeing as the current trend with Ubisoft is to promise much and then downgrade. But this one has actually been confirmed that Ubisoft themselves announced that both the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One version of Assassin's Creed Unity will be locked to 900p and 30 FPS.
This is a growing trend for a lot of things right now.
Yeah.
It's accusations of downgrading because one of the 2 consoles isn't powerful enough to keep up with the other one.
And it's essentially, people are saying that there are being deals made to keep it at a certain, spec. which they're obviously denying. But it's
Well, they would.
yeah. But to be honest, it's like
Conspiracy.
Microsoft said, "Oh, we'll give you this much money if you just lower it down on the PlayStation." I don't think they would like say no. To be honest, like Ubisoft aren't exactly highly.
They are
moral.
morally flexible.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it.
Technically, we're CPU bound. Says the I can't even say the French guy's name.
Yeah.
Bring it
Dude,
to the show
Vincent Pontbriand.
Le
Pontbriand?
Bob.
Yeah, Pontbriand. Right,
today.
I said
I
that.
will attempt to pronounce it, and then when we meet
Vin-
Celine later, she'll punch me.
That's got to be worth it.
Pontbriand.
Pontbriand.
Yeah.
God, was a racist.
The GPUs are really powerful. Obviously, the graphics are pretty good, but it's the CPU that has to process the AI, number of NPCs, yada yada yada. So he's essentially saying,
Essentially, we don't want to get rid of the connect commands to free up the CPU space that'd be needed to make it equal.
yeah. And what I don't get is the PC version. This might count the PC version as well. I don't understand.
Speaking of
What?
which,
I thought the PC version was immune from this.
Oh, yeah, no, it is. Yep, you're right. Sorry, it just said that.
Rogue is also coming to PC now.
Yep. But if they can do it on the PC, they can obviously do it on, to be honest, both consoles. If they just get rid of the Kinect, which it takes up.
Yeah, if you get rid of everything, all the connect processing, that frees up a
10%.
surprising amount of processor power.
Yeah, 10% is reserved for the Kinect. That's crazy amount.
That would be enough to bring you up to what you need, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, I still think it's a bit low, saying, "Oh no, we designed it like this from the ground up because we wanted all the AI characters that will let you either just bump into or not be able to interact with very much." It's like, is it really worth it? It's like we saw the last one. There were plenty of people in that. It wasn't a barren wasteland you were making. So what's the deal with this one?
No.
Yeah.
Next.
Phyllis?
thing. Brace yourself for many more buckles and belts to be coming to your next Monster Hunter game.
Okay.
For Tetsuya Nomura has partnered with Capcom for exclusive armor sets in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
So the guy that designed Final Fantasy characters is now designing Monster Hunter characters.
Yes.
This can go one of two ways: belts or zippers.
They've also got a Samus. They
Oh,
have
really?
Samus
Yeah, and a Mega Man
Mega Man.
Calico outfit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. The
The
chance.
remember we talked a little while back about the new 3DS design and some of the bits that come with it. For example, the
No.
automatic pawn filter that you pay a small amount of money to get out of.
And that analog stick, which is like a nipple.
It is like the ThinkPad clitoris mouse, isn't it?
It is, yes.
It turns out that the new 3DS internet filter is bypassable
Ah, this is
quite
useful.
easily, using the same trick most of us use to get past our school
Oh, really?
porn filters about 15 years ago
Oh,
by
really?
Google image searching.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
When will they ever learn? Answer: probably never.
Yoshinori Ono, the guy famous for Street Fighter. He has been in the past couple of years teasing about wanting to make another Darkstalkers game,
Oh, yeah.
Vampire Savior, whatever you want to call it. And although there is a lot of demand out there, he says it's not going to happen.
Aw.
And his reason is absolutely retarded.
Because we couldn't put all the paid DLC
Well,
on the disc.
He says he jokes about it, but like,
Is Darkstalkers even needed anymore?
Yeah, we need our
It
John
used to
Tailbone
be
fix.
A new Darkstalkers game would be, oh cool, we're due for another Street Fighter soon, because this is where they test all of the shit that they refined for the Street Fighter title coming soon.
yeah. Ono said in translated comments, because he doesn't really speak English,
Mhm.
as we didn't manage to hit our sales target for Darkstalkers Resurrection, we won't be releasing a new installment anytime soon.
That was the PSP one, wasn't it?
No, it was the not the HD one, but the one where they re-released it for current consoles. They re-released old games, and then when the guy interviewing him asked what you would need, the guy, Ono joked that you'd need 4 million copies.
Christ.
The guy would need to buy 4 million. I'm thinking, you can't expect to sell 4 million copies of an old game that is kind of niche, that old game. I'm sure a new one would be picked up by a lot of people, but
That old one? No.
no, it wasn't even cheap. It's about 15 quid still.
Christ, really?
Do something that'd be really fun with it. You know how fighting game crossovers are the big thing?
I mean, did 4 million people even pick up Street
Darkstalkers
Fighter?
versus Bloody Raw would be fucking awesome.
And Microsoft exclusive.
I think they probably did, actually. I know Street Fighter's very popular. It's like, when you think of fighting games, you think of three. You think of Street Fighter, Tekken, or Mortal Kombat.
That's true, actually. And Soul Calibur.
Yeah. But there you go.
Oh, I want to play Soul Calibur now. Damn it. I blame you.
Stephen Amell is going cross-media as he is voicing his Green Arrow character in the upcoming LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham.
Is he the...
He's
Who's he?
the TV Green Arrow. The one that got tied up in an episode finale just as a present to John Barrowman who could get to touch him.
Right, I'm with you. I haven't seen the
still
episode,
didn't
but I
show
know
you
the
that
story.
video, did I? I'll show it to you or something.
I've seen the video.
Oh yeah, I did show you the video.
RuneScape gets the Hearthstone treatment with new digital card game, apparently. It seems that RuneScape, in its ever-evolving ways, is making a card game version of it inside the game.
That's a boring thing, isn't it?
Kind of. I mean, was it yada yada yada? The game will focus on quest building, allowing players to craft miniature RPGs against enemies and classic RuneScape bosses before entering into PvP.
I think the last digital card game I actually gave a shit about was Kingdom Hearts Chains of Memory.
Wait, the Game Boy Advance version or the remake?
Well, it's got to be the Game Boy Advance version because the remake hasn't come out yet. Or did it come out on the PS2?
It came out.
It came out on the PS2, yeah.
In America.
Yeah. But it's coming over here with Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD Remix.
Special edition.
December. Can't wait. So many nice things coming out soon. We've got Vib Ribbon coming out in the next few days on the PSN, which is going to be awesome. And I'm going to get it on the PS3 and the Vita, and I'm going to play the shit out of it because it was awesome and hard and brilliant. And what else is coming? I know there's other things coming out soon as well. The mod for Train Sim I wanted has come out, and I bought it when I was drunk because, you know, that's smart. Hey, I'm going to pay full price for some Train Sim DLC because, yeah, I've got money to burn apparently. Stupid alcohol. But I've been enjoying that, so I can't complain too much. But I'm just really tired at the moment.
Yeah. Moving on. I hope this reloaded page is something good or not. I really hope it's
Hope faster.
Are we into the actual news? We've actually...
I got some more small bits if you want, quickly.
I was going to say, we've actually rambled a fair amount just with the headlines. It's awesome.
Resident Evil TV series is in the work. It seems to be the current trend is games and movies getting TV series.
I can lead on from this.
Oh, go on
then.
Blarg, as DK mentioned, remember the whole Microsoft TV thing, which had Sony set that going? We can do that too. We can probably do it better.
Allegedly.
And they announced the whole, what did they call it? The Sony Pictures Television?
Yeah, because Sony Pictures do movies, so they thought we can do a TV series as well.
Yeah.
Why not?
And they talked about how they'd acquired the licenses to a fairly, a pretty damn good comic called Powers, which was the lives of two regular policemen who were trying to, investigate homicides and crimes in a world with superheroes and villains.
As you do.
As you do. At New York Comic Con, we finally had the first trailer, which was actually pretty good. It featured some of the backstory for the characters, which a good trailer should do.
That's nice.
Rather than just hyping up what's going to be happening later on, in the very end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a lot more interesting than the press conference they gave for it at E3?
Because oh my
yes,
god, that
they
was
actually
boring.
showed you shit.
Yeah, E3 was
And as
just a
they
load of
said,
pictures.
and yes, the team behind The Blacklist and Breaking Bad are in fact the writers and producers on this.
And that guy was so bad at presenting. he
Wasn't
was
he just
no attention. He did not gather your attention onto him.
It's like, hey, I will talk and you will be interested because I'm talking about comics and shit. And I was like, no.
But
I don't give a shit about comics to start with, so why the fuck should I care about what you're touting?
it looks like they're not just, going for stuff to try to promote their cross games. They're actually going, let's look at some stuff that's cool, and then throw a whole bunch of production values behind it and actually get that shit done.
Be nice.
and then not cancel everything about
3
10
weeks
months later.
Yeah.
Drive Club has been delayed for PSN.
Well, the PS Plus
Users.
version has.
Yes, the PS Plus version. You don't know when that's been delayed to. I haven't got the exact. You can buy the game and play it. You can still do that. But there are currently server problems, it seems, because they did not expect the amount of people to be playing it. They had no open beta tests. They all had closed.
That was smart, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. And it just seems to be a current trend with online.
Yeah, it turns out, they actually fully anticipated the exact amount of server space and the hardware and infrastructure they needed. And they got it all done perfectly. Apparently what happened was they fucked up some of the code slightly, which has led to all the issues. So Murphy's Law in that, it wasn't their fault in the end, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
They are saying that they are seriously considering every single option possible for
Compensation.
for compensating early adopters of the game.
Yeah. The reason that PSN Plus users don't get it is because they are trying to focus on people who have brought the game so far.
Yeah.
And it does seem to be a recurrent issue with games being released nowadays, as they are more social and open online games, persistent online worlds. It's that when you release your game, you may or may not have the server space required if you haven't done an open beta, and therefore the launch of a game will be marred by
Failure.
I know it's going to be a really odd question to ask, but have any of you ever seen a libertarian gaming website?
No.
No, I went to one earlier. And they're actually talking about social features in games, and I swear to God, it is nothing but hundreds of comments trying to, going, fucking millennials have forced this on us. There is a way for them to blame liberals and millennials for everything.
Yeah, it's true. There are. UKIP, it's all the millennials' fault.
Something that TK will probably already know.
Is it Mortal Kombat related?
Nope.
Oh, I might not then.
The Royal Stockholm Philharmonic Orchestra performance of the Final Fantasy VI Symphonic Poem has finally been released online.
Oh, about time.
Yes.
Where from and how much?
Huh?
Where and how much?
It's from the orchestra's own website.
Ooh.
Meranon Studios is pleased to announce that the award-winning Final Fantasy VI Symphonic Poem, performed by the world-famous Royal Stockholm Philharmonic Orchestra, is now available to watch for free and on demand via the orchestra's official concert streaming service, www.rsoplay.com.
We're totally going there after the show then.
Yeah, indeed. In fact, there's a more specific link to watch the entire concert
Sweet.
that I can give you, but it involves a hash and a whole bunch of alphanumeric things.
Yeah, just post it on Facebook.
But that was the one that was recorded this summer at the Stockholm Concert Hall.
I look forward to you booking me that in the face.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Yeah, I was just finishing reading the article because I only got to read half of it because I was only going to do it as a headline, but whatever. Dragon Age Inquisition. It seems that BioWare are going for the long game for this one. In the current world we have, where we are all about casual gaming, Farmville and that. And main games have campaigns that only range from really 8 to 12 hours because you don't have a lot of time. I mean, the world has changed to the point where people understand that gamers are no longer the ones who are solely people who just play games and not watch TV or anything like that.
Well, that's what surprised me. They were moaning about Alien Isolation being long at like 10 to 12 hours. And I go, wait, what?
I don't know, most of the complaints I saw about the length were actually that they're going, for the length that it is, it doesn't reasonably sustain the atmosphere that they're going for. Which could have been done better if they'd shortened it by a couple of hours.
Yeah, but
There's a couple of things that are tied to the length.
games are too short nowadays, I think. Anyway, however, BioWare have come out themselves and said, we expect players will take 150 to 200 hours to complete everything in Dragon Age Inquisition.
Christ.
Which is actually really awesome. That because the amount of times I've played games and then I go back and other than do things like get trophies or achievements, I just do the extra stuff.
Yeah.
And I still finish it in under 30 hours. And I remember when I play one RPG, not do everything, and it took me 40 odd hours.
Yeah, Final Fantasy X taking me fucking 250 odd hours and
Yeah, but you just played
years.
Blitzball.
I wasn't just playing Blitzball.
Yes, you were.
I was leveling up. I was
His Blitzball players.
grinding in the sand dunes, in the Thunder Plains, and in Omega Ruins.
He leveled up one sphere, and then he went back to Blitzball for 5 hours, and then done one.
It wasn't 5 hours. It was a game. I'd have a game of Blitzball, do a few fights, go back to Blitzball, have a few fights, go back to Blitzball. It was a fair and even distribution of the time. However, I need to get the PSP version of 10 so I can carry on playing Blitzball.
Sorry, he said the words fair and even, which made me think of Fox News, which made me instantly distrust anything he was saying.
Fox News is far from fair or even.
But the other thing that I noticed
Even news.
about Dragon Age Inquisition is that we all know they have a multiplayer aspect in there now. And this is BioWare, who usually just do single player. And I think the only multiplayer thing they've really done was Mass Effect, but was that handled by a different company?
Probably. I don't know.
Fetus? It's okay, we'll
Brain.
assume that it wasn't. But they've implemented multiplayer in this game, and they have said that it will be completely separate. They have your multiplayer, you upgrade and you gain loot and items to upgrade your character as you would in the main game, but you cannot carry over anything from multiplayer to single player and vice versa. So they even said that
the main criticism of Mass Effect 3's multiplayer is that you had to play the multiplayer to get the war assets higher. Until they finally patched that so that you could have enough war assets to get a fairly good ending, which then just made the whole tie into the multiplayer war assets kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's redundant completely.
Yeah.
But the multiplayer itself is apparently really good.
I don't believe you. Mind you, I never really played the game much to start with, so my belief isn't really essential, necessary, or needed. I get too serious to play those games. Any more news?
The Order 1866 being not very, long until release, and which we know fuck all about because they've only ever shown the one level at every single fucking demo.
Yep.
However, Ready at Dawn have published a couple of career opportunity ads very recently for a lead level designer and senior level designer.
Ooh.
Both ads mention ability to create fun and exciting gameplay using a complex array of mechanics in addition to bringing new ideas to the table in regards to every facet of the game mechanics, story, missions, and more.
Okay.
So, yeah, apparently that's what the Order 1866 will have in it.
Facets.
Facets.
Many facets.
And complex array of mechanics, which are vague and unspecified.
Like most other games, really. I mean, look at Watch Dogs. Look at all the shit you can do. Oh, just fuck all. Yay!
Yeah. It's sort of... It's not a case of the more I hear about the Order, the less I'm interested in it. It's a case of the less I've been hearing about the Order. And overhyping is bad, but you can go too far in the other direction.
But then you look at Rise, Total Rome, whatever it was called, or Son of Rome. And that was like, yeah, it's going to be like a Roman simulator. It's going to be awesome. And it isn't. It's just a
And,
shit.
yeah, I still remember seeing the original E3 demo and just getting...
Yeah.
Bon.
I fucking love that one. Pete bought it, I never did. I regret not buying it.
Apparently, during a Q&A session after discussing New and Tasty at this year's Play Expo in Manchester, a fan asked Matt Glanville, who's the developer, the spokesman for the developers,
Yeah.
if there are any non-gaming related media, such as books on the way.
Oh, really?
To which his reply was, I heard there's a film script. I'm not sure if that's public knowledge.
Wait, what? Are they making a old world film?
They might be.
I would totally be in for that.
What? Who? Just Add Water? No. Well, you got to remember that Oddworld Inhabitants also went into the film industry, but never actually released anything because they just ran out of money. So they actually have material for a film called, was it Citizen?
Oh, yeah, Citizen, oh, shit. What's it called? Citizen, can't remember the name of.
Yeah. But they were working on that for a while, so I remember reading about it 2 years ago. But yeah, now they've gone back into
He
games.
didn't actually specifically say anything. He just went, I heard there was a film script. I'm not sure if that's public knowledge.
Wow. Watch this Space Boys and Girls.
Yeah, there could be an Oddworld film script out there in the wild.
I would totally be in for an Oddworld film. Especially if it had an Abe cameo. I don't think it could support being entirely about Abe, because, yeah, we've had 2 games for that. But if Abe made an appearance, yeah, I'd be happy. I'm easy to please like that. I can hear you judging me. Stop it.
No, I'm
Yeah.
judging the Dragon Age Inquisition explanation of why there are no healing spells.
Really?
Really.
Why are there no healing
Apparently,
spells?
rather than chugging or crafting potions or getting spells to heal, you get stackable defense boosts that you use, and then try to find weapons that have HP regen for when you do get damaged.
Wait, what? So instead of healing,
Yeah.
you get regen mana.
Yeah.
Right. So they've gone down the Final Fantasy VII route. Oh, look, you can add this kind of material, and regen happens. Yay! And Citizen Siege, DJ says in channel.
Although what's funny
For the
is-
Oddworld thing.
Ah, that was it, yeah. Funnily enough, Final Fantasy VII actually had one of the most important combat calculations never in the game,
What's that?
which was magic defense on all of your armors was not actually taken into consideration for any damage calculations.
Yay.
This was only fixed for the Steam release.
Really?
Really.
Ah, don't know the bother with that version.
Yeah.
And for those of you who've been watching the YouTubes, this is what I've been doing. He says, looking at the end credits scrolling on the Vita as he's been playing Tekken 2. Because I totally have so much news to contribute to this section. So much.
Microsoft have resurrected Illumiroom again.
Yay!
Yay! You remember that they had this system where they were going to use a projector along with the Kinect to scan your room and overlay things. And the tech demo they had, which is apparently an actual tech demo, was actually fucking amazing. Even TK liked what it could do. And he doesn't like Microsoft stuff.
It's not so much I don't like Microsoft stuff, it's
You
just...
don't like Xbox-related stuff much.
Yeah, it's just the case of a lot of the stuff they attain is like normally done better by someone else.
Yeah, but it's something that'd be really good for some immersive features in games that are actually more useful than the Kinect's ones. And they teased it, and they let it fade, and they brought it back with a different name, and they let it fade, and they brought it back with yet another different name. Illumiroom is now being touted as Microsoft's Room Alive, which doesn't sound quite as awesome.
It sounds quite silly. It's like calling their wonderful project the Wii. I miss the Nintendo Revolution. That was a great name. They should have used that.
But yeah, it's just more Microsoft going, look, we're working on it, it still totally exists. This is our last guardian.
I was just about to say that. Stealing your joke from earlier.
It's a good thing I stole it back again first.
It is. How did it feel to have your word stolen by a word burglar? It's rhetorical, don't answer
Perfectly
that.
cromulent. Stole all my other words.
So, are there any more for any more? Speak now or forever hold thine peace.
I think.
Or listen until this time next week.
I got one more thing I can do.
Go on then.
Okay. Let me just load up because my phone is crap. In regards to, as we all know, Minecraft has been acquired by Microsoft. Speaking of M's conspiracy. Yeah, the boss of Minecraft maker Mojang, who is not Notch anymore, is it?
No, Notch
Stood
left
down.
the development to Dinnerbone and the other guys left over.
I thought Jeb had a hand in it still.
And Jeb.
Yeah. Anyway,
Although it's mostly Dinnerbone who was, announcing all of the things.
the chief operating officer, chief operating officer. What a title for a game maker. Vubui.
Yeah.
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 I was waiting for affirmation, but he said nothing's really changing. We have no plans on anything changing, and of course I can't talk about the deal, and I don't know anything. But we're still here. The game's still here, and it's business as usual. I can imagine him saying it something like that as well.
It's business as usual, guys. Microsoft are only going to bone you later when you've got trust.
Yeah. But they're assuring us that nothing is going to change. That Microsoft will let it do what it wants.
Hang on.
Yeah.
You say nothing is going to change? No more patches for Minecraft, no more upgrades, that's it, nothing's changing.
But nothing's changing. What's going to happen to next week's Visa release?
It's been canned.
Yeah, Microsoft inventor Marcus Persson, aka Notch, has written about the reasons for approaching Microsoft. And he said that handed it over as it had become a burden for him to run.
Mm-hmm.
He said it's not about the money, it's
No.
about my sanity.
Of course, yeah. Your
Yeah.
sanity is worth 2.5 billion.
Yeah,
then, is it?
he's started going, oh, I'm being blamed for things that I don't even know about, and it's too much for me now.
Wow, wow, wow.
You know what?
wow.
I feel like Notch was a decent guy at some point, but
I feel like he's a guy that had too much
money.
Spare
yeah,
time?
He made something that through sheer luck was awesome.
It's one of those
he's had
games.
to live with the curse of it ever since, much like the guy that did The Princess Bride. He
Oh, I
spent
thought you were
20
gonna say
years
Flappy
trying to write a
Birds.
sequel.
I mean, yeah, when it first came out, it reminds me of a game like, Dwarf Fortress, where it's like the guy doing it is obviously doing it for fun, but then it seems that Notch became corrupt by money.
I played Dwarf Fortress as a boy.
I think that's
I finished the game as a man.
Literally.
It took you that long to play it?
Yes.
It's a joke on multiple levels, yes.
It's all made through puberty.
Yes.
So should we just finish off with a bad reference for the news?
Yep.
Alex, do you want to take this one? As we have the Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate pre-orders in Japan are...
Over 900,000!
For what?
No, we were just making a Dragon Ball reference.
I would have done it properly, but my voice really hurts right now.
I mean, like, what was the pre-orders for?
Monster Hunter 4.
Yeah, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate pre-orders.
Sorry, Yal mumbled that bit. I mean, even DJ and Channel's complaining about Yal mumbling.
Alright, shall we try that again?
No,
Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate pre-orders in Japan are over 900,000!
Hang on.
I ran out of breath at the end.
And one last
Ow.
time.
Over 900,000!
That's actually
And
pretty
one.
And one. There's always the one.
It's really hard to draw a breath in when I'm slouching like this.
Well, don't slouch then.
good. Is my mic? No, it's okay.
Wow, holy crap. Who'd have thought sitting up straight and properly would have helped you breathe?
Oh.
When you're not crushing your diaphragm and ribcage. Utterly and totally.
Ribs.
So, I take it we are now done for the gaming news, are we?
Yeah.
Yes.
In that case, it is with a heavy heart that I realise I have to press buttons. As we bring on to the segmentation of next.
It's that time where the cast of TigerTails Radio review stuff badly. This is done and dusted.
Now, hands down, who's not got something? No one's got anything, have they?
Well,
I-
remember how I said I'd do appointment with beer once
Yeah.
I completed it?
You still not completed it yet?
I've refused to touch a guide, and I've been through it exactly umpteen times.
Oh, that many.
Alex has been through it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Which is a few less than umpteen.
He lost his shit when he chose a tech superhero who has a full faceplate mask and cape, and their super secret disguise was a fedora and glasses.
See, he even loses his
The
shit.
next 10 minutes was just Alex cackling and looking at the screen again, and then just cackling all over
In
again.
fact, if you watch last week's feed, you can actually see me. So I can't remember at what point it was.
Right, just
but,
at the end or something.
Yeah.
the second half of the show, it's just me looking at it, and all
I
of a
think it
sudden,
happened again back at home as well, didn't it?
it's so stupid. Oh, I have something. I just can't
Go see a
remember. I can't remember what it is. I'm trying to remember, but it's not coming to me. It's a game. I'm pretty sure it's a game. Is it?
Well, you know, I've talked about season 1 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
You're gonna do season 2?
and then I talked about season 2 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh God.
Season 3 is out. Well, the first 2 episodes. Or 3 episodes. I lose track.
I can't remember what I was gonna do. Waffle, I think.
Yeah, waffle on. Find a topic, waffle about it. That's my plan with the Turtles. Because season 3's out. And they've replaced the voice of Leonardo. It's now Seth Green, whom we know from
Who we know from such things as
Robot
Buffy,
Chicken. That's the word I'm looking for.
Robot Chicken,
Family
Family
Guy.
Guy,
Yeah.
Mass Effect,
Austin Powers.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Without a Paddle. One of his worst fucking. He went through that period where he just made nothing but really shit movies.
Oh, the Nicolas Cage phase.
Yeah. Except without the I would say charm of watching a Nicolas Cage performance. the experience. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, experience
Cage
is a word.
experience.
You've been caged. Not even Johnny Caged. But yeah, he's actually voicing a quite nice Donatello, like Leonardo.
Which is
even.
weird because I see him as Donatello more than Leonardo with the usual things that he plays.
Yeah, well, Rob Paulson's being Donatello, so yeah. And it's like, he does a very good Donatello, but I still hear him a bit as Raph. Because don't forget, Rob Paulson played Raph in the original 80s cartoon series. So it's kind of weird hearing him turn turtle. If you'll excuse the phrase. Shut up, you.
That just sounds dirty.
God. It's as bad as the painted gag from earlier. You're all appalling. Hate you all.
Wait, what was the gag I did earlier that you tried to stab me for?
No, the painter's gag that Alex was trying to pull from your regular common sentence. Yeah.
No, but what was the joke that I did earlier that made you try to stab me?
Oh, that one. The one I was stabbing you with. Oh, God, yes. Oh, come on now. Shit. I blocked it from my mind. Mentally. Detached myself from your gags. Actually, no, that sounds even worse than...
You repressed the experience
Yes,
for your own mental health.
Indeed. And now you've made me lose my train of thought.
You made him lose his shit.
I derailed his train of thought.
You did.
There were no survivors.
My poor train. How could you do that? But... Oh, yeah, I just seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer on channel, which reminded me of talking about Seth Green. And...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Turtles!
Thank you, DJ.
It's turtles all the way down.
Yeah, and after the Series 2 finale, where things happened, shit got fucked up, as they say, if they want to break the rating, we find our turtles now in a forest on the outskirts of town as they have to try and regroup, lick their wounds, and basically get back into fighting form so they can go back and retake what was taken from them. That's all the kind of spoilers I'm going to give on that. The first couple of episodes have been a bit weird. It takes a little while getting used to the new voice, but by episode 3, which is now aired, it kind of got used to Leonardo's new voice with Seth Green. They actually explain it in the episode as well, which I thought was quite cool. They actually bothered to go, oh, his voice is different. Why is his voice different? Well, here's the reason the voice is different. Okay, we can live with that. Let's move on. Never mention it again. Which is cool, because 9 times out of 10, whenever they change a character's voice, they just go, oh, yeah, this is the new voice. They can, yeah, we're not going to explain anything.
It's a shame they didn't take a Lone Ranger approach.
What's that?
Remember when the original voice of the Lone Ranger died?
Nope.
No,
I wasn't
neither
born.
did most people, because to avoid people just, freaking the fuck out, they essentially wrote a storyline very quickly which involved the Lone Ranger losing his voice. With a throat injury. And over the course of several weeks, Tonto would be translating for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'd slowly get his voice back as grunting, then a hoarse whisper. And then by the time that, the new actor was finally voicing his lines fully, most people had forgotten
The original voice.
the original voice.
That's quite clever.
Or if you're in a show like Night Vale, you just self-reference it with Carlos the Scientist going, oh no, I just had new vocal cords installed. when they say, you sound different.
Yeah, it's just the day of the week. Because the broken vocal cords is basically what they did in the Turtles to explain that Leonardo's voice changed.
So it's just so they just did it and skipped all of the bits to reacclimatize you.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he was in a coma, and I had him coming out the coma. And Michelangelo was like, why is his voice all different? He's like, they've damaged his throat in the fight, so yeah, he's going to sound like this for a while. And we move on. We do not talk about his voice for the rest of ever. But no,
Not even some confusion with them, having to hear him speak or be in the middle of a fight and not quite realizing that's his usual voice.
No, because after a little while, it grows on you to the point where you do forget.
No, I mean, in universe.
No.
The part where they still have trouble adjusting to his voice.
No, because they seem to get... Well, they do a lot of time skipping, so you can assume that they got used to that pretty quickly. And for us watching on telly,
That's a
even
wasted
quicker.
opportunity for A, cheap gags, and B, cementing that idea. Instead of just glossing over it as quickly as possible.
No, I think they wait for the glossing over as quickly as possible route, and it kind of works for them. I can see that it would cause some... Because Leonardo's voice actor actually changed halfway through season 2.
Ew.
But the impression, the guy they got to do the voice was close enough so you didn't really notice unless you were kind of paying attention to it.
But much like when Marco died And they had to have his understudy quickly fill in the part for Avatar: Legend of Aang. He does.
Is that the TV? Is that the cartoon series?
That's the cartoon one, not the M Night Shyamalan do one.
No. Oh, God, that was a terrible film.
It really.
Everyone says I should watch the TV series. I don't know. Apparently, it's really, really good.
I'll recommend it to you.
Everyone keeps recommending it. To
You may or may not like the follow-on series, Legend of Korra.
Even the Nostalgia Critic recommends it.
Yeah.
It's like
It's on Netflix.
that doesn't help.
You won't be able to find it through. For some bizarre reason, everything in the kids section you can't actually add to your list.
I think if you go into the kids section, you can.
It never gives me the option when I hover over the mouse. It's weird.
Oh no, because when I log into the PS3 version, it says, "Do you want the main Netflix or do you want kids Netflix?" And I'm like,
But if you look through
kids.
the kids one, you should quite easily find Legend of Aang. And it is good if you really want to hear the voice of Mako again. And unfortunately, the last episode he recorded before he died was also one of the saddest short stories with him in as well.
really?
It made me cry a manly tear of sorrow.
Pathos. So much pathos.
I sobbed like a bitch, okay?
Okay.
Hetero.
Yeah. Mature men know how to cry without the aid of a boot in the bollocks.
Cisgendered.
What, you're saying you're not?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm cisgendered. Let me get a dictionary, see what the word means, huh?
Hi.
I thought it meant I had the same parts as what my sister has.
Is that because her name is Jen?
No, it's because she's my sis.
Oh, okay.
I'm not entirely sure where this conversation thread has gone.
I don't know either. And we're not even drinking.
Yet.
Yeah, let's just abort that and move on to something else entirely.
Newsflash, Pearson is down for scheduled maintenance.
Oh, what is scheduled maintenance, is it?
Apparently they just discovered some of the secret documents of Alistair Crowley.
Will you stop touching your mic?
I'm not.
Not you, the other one.
Yeah.
TK.
Apparently,
Oh.
the secret documents include a really nice recipe for curried rice. No, that's it.
Carry on, TK.
I was just filling time whilst TK gathered himself.
That was just funny. What the fuck you were going on about? Well, I nibbled genteelly on a cookie. Because nom nom cookie.
Genteelly? You're Jew chewing.
More than you'd know. So yeah, I'm
Oh my.
3 episodes of the Turtles in so far. They've already discovered Bigfoot. And discovered Bigfoot's a woman. Who has the hots.
Was she all just sat there going, draw me like one of your French cryptids?
Worse, she had the hots for Donatello.
Oh.
Oh my.
Oh, my.
And it was hilarious because Donatello was getting all pissed off. Going, she's following me around like a love-struck puppy. And Raphael just turns around and goes, what, you mean like you and April? And it's like, ooh, burn. I'm like, that's mean.
So when does Shredder turn into a Transformer?
Probably the end of the series, actually.
Because that's what happens in the movie.
I haven't actually seen the movie. I've seen the adverts for the movie. In the shops.
I've heard that they demonstrate how much of a badass Shredder is. Then stick him in the Transformer suit and never make use of his regular abilities ever again. Just have him shoot swords at everything.
I think I might still see the movie. Because while it's not actually a Michael Bay movie, it's kind of Michael Bay influence. And I want to see just how bad it can possibly be.
I'll bring booze, because you should not have to do this alone.
Why, thank you, kind sir.
Aye.
Your support encourages me
And then we watch Avatar,
Aye.
the good one.
to get over it.
And then Alex just had Shepard in his head, just going,
Nice.
bang, okay?
I like your ass, Miranda.
I'm Ashley.
I'm going to mute you. You scare me. So, Turtle Season 3. So far, so good. Really quite
Why?
enjoying it.
No, I'm not muted, and I'm the one who's doing most of the freaky shit.
Report to the ship as soon as possible. Oh, bang, okay.
And on to someone else.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Alex, all yours.
Yeah, you had your hand up.
No, that's fine. I actually remembered what I needed to do while TK was talking away, so it's all good. I brought
Yeah.
myself some time. Oh, okay.
So, just quickly, you are looking forward to the rest of the season, right?
Yes, every Friday.
Good.
Of course he is. He's still watching it.
I'm torrenting the shit out of it every Saturday because it's not available in the UK yet.
I'm sure he will give us a review at the end of the season as well.
And halfway through
Just because he doesn't want to do anything else. You lazy bastard.
What?
Stop abusing loopholes.
It's an ongoing series.
Friggin', if I could... we stop doing that. I think we do Doctor Who, but that's it.
Yeah, we do Doctor Who now. Well, I thought you talked about things like not Angel, that's gone years ago. Gotham, that's too new. What's that fucking other one where they do the comic books and the shit in the Marvel universe?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's the one, yeah.
Not really, that's Pete that does that.
Oh, okay.
And me.
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, but you only do it when Pete's here.
No, I usually join in.
Exactly. So you only do it when Pete's here.
Because it's part of the TV section. That's where everybody just chats
Yeah,
TV
just, you know,
stuff. And if
'cause-
we've seen the same thing.
Have you all
it's
seen Doctor Who
easier.
yet, by the way?
No.
I've given up on watching it.
I need
really.
to... I'm waiting for all the episodes to be out and then I'm going to have a big power watch.
I wouldn't.
feel... No?
No.
I feel like it's better this season to do that rather than... I really want to watch Capaldi, so I don't want to...
It's
Okay.
what I did season before last. And it's
Okay,
like
Alex.
I sat through a load of dross and was
How about-
rewarded by A Good Man Goes to War.
Mm-hmm.
How I watch all the episodes up to last Saturday's?
Was it that bad?
No, last Saturday's actually quite reasonable. But basically, you get most of the fluff and kind of the please accept the new Doctor, even now he's really old, out of the way. And I think from kind of nowish on, we should start seeing the actual good stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine, because that's what was really kind of put me... I actually liked watching Capaldi as a Doctor, but then all of the sort of stuff they've had inside, which is essentially, this is a new Doctor, accept him for who he is, and the bad writing for Matt Smith. And I don't mean...
Moffat, you mean?
No, I mean the fact that they're still writing for Matt Smith. They don't understand
I see.
Capaldi's Doctor yet.
Yeah. Well, this Saturday's Doctor Who was actually quite good, but I'll come to that during the later
The
segment.
Doctor
Kind of
He
saw
section.
Capaldi's Doctor as being more on the lines as John Hurt's Doctor.
Hmm.
Yeah, essentially.
But a bit less defeatist.
I think it was either the first or second episode where they were trying to establish the Clara-Doctor relationship to a passerby. And they were like, so you're his carer? And the Doctor turns around and says, yeah, she's my carer. She cares, so I don't have to. And
Also,
that pretty
did you
much
know
summed
that
up
Lizard
Capaldi's
Chick
Doctor.
was married?
Oh, I had no idea. Is she married?
This has become a weekly ritual now, hasn't it? The carer line, the marriage line.
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't know they were in a relationship.
Oh, I had no idea.
They're married.
I couldn't believe they're married. Really?
I'm wondering how they found anybody to marry two women in Victorian England.
Maybe they didn't marry in Victorian England.
Was this brought up again? Was there another episode with those two?
There have been other episodes with those two.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if in this series.
Okay, no, that's fine. Anyway, moving on to what I have done this week.
Oh, what have you done this week?
Now, every Wednesday, I have my friends meet up and we go around and we play games. And we sort of play the same games, but recently we've just been going around to chill and then talk about what we should do for a
And
game.
not actually do it.
No,
You've
no.
basically gone out to procrastinate.
No.
You
no,
do
no.
realise you can procrastinate from the comfort of your own home without the whole going out and meeting other people bit, right?
Yeah, but we have
Yeah,
a
but he's
siege.
putting that off.
You win this round.
Put me off doing my own piece now. But one of my friends brought a game recently, and it's not exactly a big known game, but it's...
Let's just suit Larry.
No. Hang on, let me move the mic again. It is for the PlayStation 4, though. However, it's more like a PlayStation 3 game. It is Sherlock Holmes, Crime and Punishment. Now,
I think I read an erotic fan fiction with that title.
now TK, you
Well,
laugh.
there's something else for bad fanfic theatre, then.
No, you laugh. And we kind of was like, we've heard mixed things about this game. However, okay. Starting it off, we were like, okay, there's 6 cases. We'll just take turns in the cases. So my friend took the first case, and there was only 3 of us there at the time. So one of them's completed it, and he brought the game round.
Yeah.
And so we were going to take it in terms of me and my friend. And he watched and like just,
Gave hints and
chat.
things.
No, not gave hints, just chatted crap.
Bastard.
Yeah, but it's funny because my friend who was playing first is kind of like why can't you understand it's this? Just do it. It's like, I was sat there going, okay, it's this. For the first half of the case that he did, I essentially went, okay, it's this. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. And I stopped after that. I just started playing on my Vita while watching him, which is entertaining enough. It's always fun to watch somebody else how they
Yep.
would play a game that revolves around thinking.
You like to watch them struggle.
Yes, this game is basically Sherlock Holmes. I mean, it's all about the mystery. The gameplay itself isn't that great. I mean, you can walk around and investigate stuff, and you have some mini games. The mini games are quite interesting in the fact that there's only one reoccurring mini game, and the rest are generally
What was it? An
Individual?
Old Man
Yes.
Holmes or?
no. We're talking Sherlock Young. Sherlock.
Because he in the books he was actually fairly young. Watson remarks on that in the first.
Yeah, no. He's definitely Benedict Cumberbund young.
Bandersnatch Cumberbund?
Yeah.
I'm a
Eggs Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh yeah. So
Stop
the
fooling my
game
mind.
starts off with the first case is a murder of a fisherman, and it teaches you the basic things you need to know at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he has investigation mode, which is essentially Batman vision, where, because he is the
Well-
original Batman.
Yeah, he was the first world's greatest detective.
Exactly. So it lets you, if there's anything out of place, you have to examine it. You can't just like be far away in the room and it
Actually,
pops up.
He was the first Batman. He was a martial arts expert, world's leading criminologist, insanely intelligent, and vigilante
Yep.
who was working with high up members of the police. He was Batman.
But
Sir Bruce of Wayne, to see you, sir.
for example, when you're looking around the room and let's say there's something out of place, like a floorboard is sort of like moved a bit, or it looks cleaner than the rest of the floorboards, like it's constantly being moved about, or something like that. Now, if you notice it as a player, you can not do anything until you enter this investigation mode, which is just a tab at a button, and the world kind of goes grey. But you still have to stare at this thing quite closely to be able to gather any hints from it. And what happens is when you stare at something, it has the words pop up like they do in Sherlock's head.
Oh yeah.
Another cocaine-fueled hallucination for the good Mr. Holmes.
And
Long may they last.
it's essentially like that throughout the most of the game. I mean, you've got characters when you meet them, you can talk to them, but you can also profile them in the same way that Sherlock does. So you do the whole thing where you're like, well, your hands have got scars and cuts on them, and you've got this on your face, and your trousers are dirty, so you're obviously sort of this, from your age.
Also, your LinkedIn profile says professional cat burglar.
Yeah, essentially like that, which is quite fun doing that.
And you were last tagged in Facebook at the place where the robbery happened, or the murder happened.
Holding this bag marked swag.
Bear in mind, this is proper Sherlock Holmes, not modern or anything. This is
So it's still Victorian era, but kind of BBC-esque youth.
yes.
Okay.
Watson actually does look older than Holmes.
Which
Holmes
is how it
does
should
look
be.
quite young. And yeah, this first case, you go off out to this farm and you're investigating, talking to people. It basically it's a nice, easy case to introduce you to everything. And yeah, when you investigate the murder and stuff, you get to pick up objects and move them around and examine things, which are all put into your notebook. Sorry, I'll move the pop card around in a bit.
And with the proper cheats, you can also plant false evidence.
But essentially, it is a mystery game where you have to piece together things. It's also got these mini games in. One of the recurring mini games, or the only one I've seen so far, is an unlocking puzzle, which is fine because it's a different puzzle each time, and it's actually a puzzle. You've also got other mini games which are quite interesting, like you have to arm wrestle somebody, and you have to pay attention to their face to know what you have to do. There's one of these puzzles where you have to move a like an image in exactly the right way against the light for it to show one image, a completely different image rather.
Okay.
There's a mini game where you have to throw a spear or a harpoon rather at a pig's torso to figure out if you can pierce a torso to the wall.
With a harpoon?
Yeah, because that's part of the murder.
Okay.
And it's all quite good. And you can also skip these puzzles if you are unable to do them. It always gives you the option to skip
Oh,
it.
nice.
The puzzle is there just if you want to do it. And so while it does feel a bit weird
Were
sometimes,
the developers of Silent Hill 2 behind this or something?
Or the makers of the new Mario Brothers Wii. Oh, this level's too hard. Can you do it for me, game? Okay.
but no, I think it's nice because the mystery is still really difficult. as you're piecing together parts of the mystery and stuff, and as you gain evidence and clues and stuff, you get leads, which you can go off and do if you put together clues. So when you find an interesting clue or an important one, that, or at least one Sherlock thinks is important, he will put it into his mind. And you've got this other mode where you can go into his mind and you see these words floating about, and you can piece them together. You can put them together if they match up to create a, what would you call it?
A sentence.
No, no.
A mind map?
Yeah, essentially what you're doing in this thing is a mind map, because it's like a neutrons in the brain and electric signals going places. But it is you put together two clues, which then creates a not an assumption, not
a link,
sort of a link. What do you call it when there's like a theory? Okay, yeah, theory. Some are true, some might not be true, depending on how you put it together.
Hypothesis.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that one. So, like for example, if you put together that the guy was killed with a harpoon, then the first let's say you put together with you put it together and you have to test out to see if a guy could be killed with a harpoon and pierced to the wall.
So you just get a random pig and stab it to a wall.
Yeah, because it's essentially the same as like a human body, is what Sherlock says. In terms of thrusting things into it and slicing it and whatnot. So you do that, and then you come up with the conclusion that it is possible to pierce somebody with a harpoon in a throw and pin them to the wall. You can be incredibly lucky, or it has to be somebody with like strength to do it, great strength to do such a thing. And then you can choose one of the two. Some are you're guaranteed, like, oh, this person was doing this at this time, so therefore, you know, this is what I can say about them. Others are that choice where you've got to choose, and it, depending on what you choose, is what changed this mind map.
Ah.
And this is the main part of the game, actually. You go around doing all the investigation and clues and talking to people and piecing things together, but
they're just fodder for the putting it together phase.
Yes. Like, you can do this phase at any time, but obviously the more you play it, the more you'll have until you get
more
to the
connections you make.
Yeah, until you get to the point where you have to make a decision. You have to, like, you know, put things together. And there are wrong choices as well. Like, you could come to a conclusion, but it will be the wrong conclusion, if you get me.
Yep.
So it's not a game where you always win. It is definitely a game where you have to think. And my friend said that, like, for the second case he spent a good 20 minutes to half an hour in this mind map trying to figure out what was happening. And I have to agree that, like, the first case was pretty simple. I figured it out. As soon as we had everything pieced together, and the options available, I figured from the way, from the way characters acted and what we had, that this was the conclusion. My friend had a different opinion, which was pretty interesting actually, because he said, "Oh yeah, okay, it's got to be this because, like, you know, she was sleeping with him and this happened." So I was like, "Okay." He said, "What do you think, Alex?" I was like,
Well, I think you're wrong.
I said, "I'm not going to say anything. I think you should do what you want." He said, "No, just just say something because, like, you know, I'll still choose this no matter what because this is my choice." And then I went, "Okay, well, this has happened. This relates to this, which causes this, yada yada yada." To which he turned and said, "Oh shit, no, I do think it might be that." and I was right. So
go you.
He's the kind of person that doesn't mind help with the puzzles.
Yeah, I don't mind help with the puzzles.
It's the lean hands when people help with puzzles. I told you about the broken sword thing.
Oh yeah. But what really interested me about this game, even though it does feel like a PlayStation 3 game, the lip syncing isn't that great. It does feel like they're just moving their mouth like a puppet.
Yeah.
Are they Canadian?
The fact...
Hey, Bob, that's racist!
The fact that at the end, when you're doing this mind map, everything isn't on there. Like, you have the important things, like the important events that happened, or important hypotheses that you could come from events being, you know, oh, for example, this guy was going out with or sleeping with this woman, which could mean that he did the murder out of, you know, jealousy, or he was just it was completely coincidental.
Yeah.
That, like, the guy was murdered while he was sleeping with her. So it'll give you the raw facts like that, but there are also other things that you would not have picked up unless you actually pay attention to when you interact with characters and actually when you play through the game.
All right.
So the thing is, the reason my friend didn't come to the conclusion that this guy had murdered him in the first case, because there's only 3 possible people.
Mm-hmm. 2 of them were women, so spoilers.
No, it's kind of obvious with one part in the fact that depending on your choice of this like spear throwing thing, where if you could impale them or not, if it was a lucky strike or if you were strong enough. Well, if you say the guy was strong enough, there's only one possible person, but if it's lucky, it could be all 3. So there's no real evidence to say if it was lucky or it wasn't. Like, even Sherlock says it could have been either. I'm not, he's not sure.
The woman was found suffocated in a silken cocoon, and her boyfriend was Peter Parker. But it could have been J. Jonah Jameson. Actually, it could have been J. Jonah Jameson, because he'd do anything to frame Spider-Man.
Yeah, but
I just fucked up my...
He says so that
He did, yeah.
He does the thing where it's like there is a possibility, so he won't put it out because Sherlock is like he takes everything from every standpoint. But the reason that it sold me for the guy who had murdered this guy was because they were drinking beforehand. It's not obvious in the room. Sherlock looks at the glasses and says, "Oh, someone was drinking here." If you look at the glasses,
Yeah.
and there were there's 2 small shot glasses and some rum next on the table. Now that's not really, important. It's important, but it doesn't strike you as important. I mean, you could be drinking rum, especially to someone of our like generation where rum is drunk by everyone, but it's traditionally a sailor's drink.
Why is the rum always gone?
Now, like, not only is the rum a sailor's drink, but there's also a sailor who is, a character in there. Spoilers. Who loves drinking. And so that sold it to me that he was the guy who done it, even though the game, like, doesn't give you any solid, concrete evidence that he had done it. So I had to think outside of what the game provided with me, but did provide to me.
It just didn't highlight it.
Yes.
It didn't go, look, here's the clue. It didn't hold your hand in that respect.
No, it doesn't hold your hand all the way. It says, okay, at the end of the game, here's the important stuff. There's more important stuff that you may or may not have seen if you weren't paying attention, but you essentially have everything you need to solve the case.
If we hold it up to the LA Noire litmus test,
Haha.
it lets you follow your own hunches, right?
Yes.
And it lets you scale waist-high walls, right?
No.
1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Are there any waist-high walls to scale?
No.
That's why you can't scale them then. I would give that as a win.
But yeah, no, you can, as soon as you assume someone is guilty or have enough evidence to point towards that person, just call the case there and then. Or you could try and keep going and see what you can find. You can miss things as well, so you might not have the clues needed to get to the conclusion of a different thing. It's actually rather intuitive.
See a game like this where one of the mini games involved is actually, setting the correct posh furnishings and mood lighting for the drawing room when you gather all the witnesses together.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
It would be interesting.
He's got a sense of theatrical. It's bound to be something that Sherlock Holmes would do.
But I would highly recommend the game, even if it's not. I'd wait for it to come down in price. Because
how much is it?
I don't know. It's a new game though.
Oh wait, it's a PS4 game.
PS4
but that's
new game.
It's a B game, so let's say £30.
I think it might be 35 or 40, just because it's PlayStation 4.
Yeah, that's what I was going off. I mean, Plants vs Zombies 3 is still 35 fucking quid.
Damn. I mean, if you want a game similar but not quite as in depth or complicated and a bit more comical, then the Blue Toad Mystery Files.
Oh yes.
Are very much in that kind of similar investigative vein, but nowhere near as complex or deep.
I always keep meaning to pick up that Sherlock versus Lovecraft PC game they brought out a little while ago.
It's probably obtainable.
Yeah.
He says. You know what I mean, kids.
If you want a fun investigating game that requires you to think, then I would go ahead and buy it.
Fair enough.
And I'm going to finish playing it with my friends as well, so it's always a fun experience. I mean, I had so much fun when me and my friend both completed LA Noire.
Yeah.
When I think I was staying around his for quite a bit, and we literally said, okay, this week, every night, let's just play LA Noire.
LA Noire,
together and take turns in the cases.
Yeah.
And so even though we knew what was going to happen and stuff, it was still pretty fun. We sat there all of the nights going, yeah, see, yeah, it's the killer, the Black Dahlia killer.
That guy did it.
Yeah, you see what you got to do? You got to run him over. Oh, yes. It was very
But
fun.
he can run at 7 miles an hour and our cars only go at 5.
Aww.
What are we going to do, Brain?
No.
Oh,
Sorry.
no.
I can't do brain. Head,
Well,
you can,
he is quite tiny.
head you can do brain. I can't do brain.
Yeah, he's a microphone.
Yeah. I can occasionally do pinky, but I can't do brain.
And what about you, Felix?
Oh, no, I didn't bring anything. Again, like I said I would do
No kick feely?
appointment with fear when I completed it.
No kick feely?
No, I've been paying attention this week, so.
Whoa, so lazy.
I've been doing the whole sleep thing.
I remember
Whoa.
sleep. It's a thing I never used to get any of, and still don't.
I'm just
And
gonna
really,
hide
really,
behind the
really wish I
microphone and
did.
shit.
Wait until retirement. You'll have all the time to urinate yourself and sleep.
It's like, what? Where did urinate yourself come from? I don't remember anyone having that in their weeks. This week, I've mostly been wetting
Incontinence.
myself.
Apparently, Mum plans to live. My mother plans to live to a ripe old age. And then on her centennial, we'll take us all out to a big meal. And apparently that's the point at where she'll promptly lean over to one of us kids and go, I've just pissed myself. You deal with it.
That's the point where you spill water in her lap and go, oh, well, we best get you cleaned up, hadn't we?
No, that's the point where now nobody can shame me for all of the evil things I've done to my mother because she's already stated her intentions and she has it coming.
So, when we find out she's been murdered horribly, you're going to be prime suspect. Right, okay.
By the way, Mother, if you're listening to this, I've tilted one painting in the house exactly 3 millimeters to the left. Have fun guessing which one.
Even the background music thought that was evil.
The new adventure.
And it's great because
The
if she does
background
hear
music.
that, she will start examining every painting and photo in the house. One
Right.
time I told her that I'd done it and I actually hadn't. She was there for hours.
You're a bastard. No wonder she stated her intention.
This was after that.
And? She knew what she'd given birth to. She knew what you were like. You popped out of her womb. She knew just how evil.
Fluorescent green waters, fully formed fingernails, dead twin.
Oh, well, the same people that did the Sherlock Holmes The Awakened,
Yeah.
which is the Cthulhu game,
Yep.
is the same one that did the one I just played.
Oh, then I should probably pick that up despite its budgetness then.
Yeah.
I think the only one they've released that I haven't liked or I've heard bad things about is Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper.
Sherlock Holmes
Yeah, that
versus
was
the
terrible.
world.
TK, that's a conundrum.
Hmm?
Obviously, what with my actually do having a dead twin, I was most likely the evil one. But I do not look good in a goatee.
So we've had Goat Simulator, and if we get a black marker, we can get Goatee Simulator. Oh, look!
TK, your brain just came up with goatee simulator, didn't it?
No,
Are you lying to us?
no, but yours totally just did.
Oh, like,
Ha ha!
this game series has been running
It's a
for
pet rock simulator.
I was
ages.
going to say, I've got a black Sharpie mark here. We could do Goatee Simulator.
12 years. 12 years they've been making Sherlock Holmes games.
Really?
Yeah.
And you've paid attention to them for 12 minutes.
Well, I played a few of the old ones. I had no idea they were related to this one.
I'm just saying, I kept on meaning to pick up the Lovecraft one, the Cthulhu one.
It is.
Just because it's one of those ones you see every time on the budget PC games rack when you go into game, and think that looks kind of nifty, but oh no,
It's
it looks
probably
kind
gonna
of
be
cheap
kinda
and
shite.
tacky, and it's right there next to Rogue Soldier.
And all the other simulators.
Mm.
The Testament of
And that
Sherlock
one
Holmes.
copy of Knights of the Old Republic 2, when you really wanted Knights of the Old Republic,
Yeah. True facts.
which still needs to come out for Android. Release it, Apple.
Really?
Release it. Yeah.
Release it
And
Apple.
then Knights of the Old Republic is on the iOS,
I see.
and it has been for a little while.
And who released it?
whoever owns it currently. EA, most likely. But we still haven't had an Android version, and we think it's going to be exclusive forever now.
Aw,
Which is a shame.
no gaming for you.
A crying shame.
I just
At this
realised
point,
that
I'm just filling up time.
in amongst all the junk on my desk here, I've lost something. Oh, there it is. Quite important. Well, you see, recently there was an award ceremony at work. Well, that was an award ceremony after work. Where if you'd done rather well, you were given a little prize. And so I have.
It was a pack of Hubba Bubba.
No, it's a 25 quid Amazon gift card.
Dibs.
Mine. Totally mine.
Dibs.
Nope, all mine. Sorry. I can go shopping for new PC parts. But it was like, yeah, and I got a little bit drunk. That's the night I ordered Train Sim later add-ons at full price, like an idiot, because they're going to be cheap as shit, the Steam sales. That's really annoying, when all your Steam Train DLC is cheap in the Steam sales, and you're just going, there's a pun on the word here, I'm sure of it. I can almost taste the pun. But no, if there's one thing during the week that I missed out on in my review of the week, it was the fact I got to go to this award ceremony and pick up a prize and a little certificate for excellence in the workplace. It's like, it's nice to get these things every now and again. It's just like the recognition that, hey, you do a hard job and you do it well. Have a prize. Just because. I mean, what?
You're on a steam train,
Yeah.
and it's delayed because of an accident involving a whole load of milk.
Yeah.
Would that make it latte?
No.
There you go. It's the first bad steam train pun that I could think of.
Well, you got the old quiz there, haven't you? The electric train is going at 25 miles an hour due south. The wind is blowing east, but what direction does the smoke go?
Last I heard, he was travelling east in search of Sub-Zero.
Aha! And it's like, no, electric trains don't have smoke. Unless they're on fire.
It depends. Is this train carrying a ton of feathers or a ton of bricks?
I don't know, which is heavier?
I gotta crunch some numbers on that. And actually, you can actually say which was heavier because, you know... Wait, are we talking about a metric ton or an imperial ton?
Or is it a metric ton?
Because the imperial measurement was the nice ye olde spelling of ton.
Yeah, the sensible spelling.
Hmm.
Which didn't
And
have...
metric just got rid of 2 letters and it's a slightly different measurement.
I was like, yeah, stupid metric system. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Actually, changing the topic entirely to some kind of current events news, if you can call it that. Have you seen the recent fallout regarding Top Gear?
No.
Yes, I've seen bits and pieces.
The fact that the Top Gear went to Argentina, displaying number plates which could be interpreted as being slightly offensive about the Falklands War.
Yeah.
And now a load of people are going, oh, this was deliberate just to wind them up, yada, yada, yada. And Top Gear have turned around and said, actually, no, that was a colossal fuck-up on our part. We are sorry. And we got stoned and chased out of town because of it. What do you think? Deliberate or fuck-up?
Well, what was up with the license plates? I don't get it.
It was the license plates. One of them was pretty much just what was it, FLK, and one of the dates of the Falklands
Yeah, it was
War?
H982 FLK.
Yeah. And
Relating
the other one
to
also,
Falklands, relating to Falklands, and 1982, which was the year of the Falklands War.
and the other one could be, if you squinted, could resemble another reference to the Falklands War. It's sort of straddling the gap
Yeah,
between
it
outright like the first one
No,
and
the-
people who try to interpret Nostradamus.
Yeah, the second one was, there was like
A bit more tenuous.
3 digits off a death count or something to do with the Falklands War. And it was like, yeah, that one's stretching it a bit.
Bear in mind, between that and the fact that Jeremy Clarkson was near those license plates,
Yeah.
can you forgive anybody for instantly assuming the worst and attempting to stone them out of town?
Not really, but what was weird about it is if you actually read what happened based on the Top Gear production team's accounts, not Jeremy's accounts, but the actual production team's accounts, is that they actually drove through Argentina with these plates on for 3 days, and no one kicked up a fuss at all. And it was only when Jeremy Clarkson was reading Twitter, and somebody made a reference to it on Twitter being potentially offensive, that the whole team basically shit a brick, changed the plates rather rapidly, phoned ahead to the destination of where they were going, and said, "Look, we've kind of fucked up. We did this, but we've changed it, so it's all cool, right?" And the place at the other end where they were going to do the finale, which was supposed to be a football game, using the cars like they do every now and again, they were like, "No, that's absolutely cool. All is good." And it was only when they got there and all the war veterans suddenly appeared out of nowhere. But what's weird is that apparently, according to some reports, a lot of these war veterans were in their 20s.
Weird. How long ago was the Falklands again?
About 33 odd years ago.
I think it's legit.
Yeah, completely legit, totally. And so, yeah, they got chased out of town under a barrage of stones and rocks and things.
Whereas the most recent news is that the president of Argentina is accusing the BBC of setting the whole thing up.
Wait,
Yeah.
why would
Staging the outrage and everything on top of
why
it.
would 20-year-olds even care about the Falklands? It doesn't
Because
affect them.
it's still a very touchy subject over there.
I know it's
because-
touchy, but it will be touchy for people who were around at that time.
Oh no, because at the risk of sounding horrifically racist, but you know how black people are still very touchy about the past in that respect. The Argentinians still very much have a kind of touchiness about the Falklands War and about how the fact that we still own Gibraltar.
It's it's kind of a bit like how a lot of the circumstances and the politics around the Vietnam War are still a slightly touchy subject in America.
Yeah.
But you in that case, you could just say about a load of wars. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, World War II is still a very touchy subject for the Germans. I mean, to the point where...
Was somebody about to make a obligatory 40 Towers reference?
I'm upset about the 100 Years' War, personally. I don't like it when the French mention it. Was it the Spanish?
I didn't like that part of the
Wait,
the
did the
War
French
of
win that
Roses where
I don't
Tyrion
know.
died.
I don't like it when the Arachnite Wars. Oof. First Contact, man. First Contact.
The only wars I wasn't really fond of were the Star
Fucking
Wars.
Williams and his surrender. First human to surrender to an alien race.
Ugh,
Ugh.
scum.
Better hope he doesn't have a daughter.
Do I even want to know?
The Mass Effect
Nah, as
references.
you think.
No, I don't want to know. Okay, I'm glad we
In
established
universe, one of the characters,
that. Gonna find out.
her father was literally the first ever human to surrender.
Sorry, unrelated. I've just seen DJ's comment in channel.
Which one?
The president of Argentina has a giant ass hat, so... I was like, okay. Yeah, just that's what you think. Don't hide it away, yeah.
No sugar
Let it all out.
coated.
I just got back on.
No. Didn't mute it quite quick enough,
You know,
did
my
it?
throat was doing quite fine this evening, and until I screamed.
Okay.
Ah, sorry. You know
Why,
those
what
days
did you
we...
think was
I don't want to think anymore.
What?
I don't want to think.
Alex? Hodor.
Hey guys, you sound awfully funny tonight.
Hodor.
Right then, so the obligatory time has come. We must give a brief talk about Doctor Who.
TK will now commence talking about Doctor Who.
Indeed. Now, like I say, Alex, if you're going to do one of those kind of season chomps, do it now.
Okay.
And then start from next week, because next week will start looking interesting again. This week it was Murder on the Orient Express. And I'm not going to be too detailed, just so it doesn't horribly spoil it, because you know how Pete loves spoilers. And will just spoil everything. But this week they were on the Orient Express in space.
In space.
Hang on, do it now.
In space.
Much better. But it's not obviously a real Orient Express because it's a steam train, and that wouldn't work in space. There's no oxygen, so there's nothing to fuel the fire, so you couldn't make steam. So it was all a faithful recreation of the Orient Express, except bigger and roomier.
Did it have David Suchet in it?
No. Kind of a crap reproduction, really.
What a wasted opportunity.
Indeed. But it did have foxes.
I had to look up his name briefly as well.
It did have Foxes, who apparently is some singer person woman. And she did a very reasonable cover of Don't Stop Me Now by Queen, which I linked to on Facebook, because I thought it was quite nice.
Whilst listening to it, were you having a good time?
I was.
Were you having a ball?
Not quite a ball, but I was having a good time. And basically, I was trying to screenshot the episode just so I could moan about the steam engine they're using it. But that's another story.
Wait, I'm trying to know. Bird on the Orient Express wasn't a horror story, was it?
But this episode was.
Yeah.
It was actually a reasonably well-written episode. Apparently, I didn't see the writing credits, but apparently Moffat's name was nowhere near it, so that probably explains a lot.
Ah.
But it was a case of you'd see a mummy, and if you saw this mummy, you had exactly 66 seconds to live, otherwise you died. And it was immortal, inescapable, it could teleport, so there was literally no getting away from this mummy. But legend had it there was a word you could utter that would make it stop.
Is the word... are you mate?
Nope, but they did quote that line in the episode. The doctor actually turned around and said that line. Because one of the passengers ended up being able to see the mummy and she didn't really want to. And the doctor was able to transmit all her... Well, basically everything the mummy feasted? That's a word. Basically everything the mummy used as food into the doctor, so it went after him instead, and so he could see the mummy. Because only the person who was about to die could see it. It was invisible to everyone else. And so he then basically saw the mummy and was like, "Ah, are you my mummy?" He ran up to it. And it's like, I recognise that line. That was a little throwback there. So this was, as DJ says in channel, this was very much a murder mystery.
I at least tried to disguise it as one vaguely Egyptian-y sounding word.
Are you my mommy?
I'll give Evie nightmares for years if she's ever listening to this.
You know what you need to do now?
A musical number!
Actually, yes. Find all of the mummy chase scenes and put them to Who Might You Be?
Oh, who are you? I always feel like somebody's watching me.
What's great is that you actually
That's-
recognise it as a Count Duckula reference.
I like Count
Kudos.
Dracula. Actually, on a complete tangent, myself and Hedgie were last night reading Shakespeare in character voices. Because, as if you've seen I Know That Voice,
Yes.
they say if you're going to do voices, you've got to be able to turn the voice on straight away and then be able to do absolutely anything. So if you can read Shakespeare in that character voice, you can pretty much do that voice. And so myself and Hedgie were doing bad impressions while reading Shakespeare. And we discovered that one particular character voice he didn't sound anything like the actual character, but did sound a lot like David Jason when he played the role of Hugo in Victor and Hugo. Which we thought was hilarious.
Which plays were you doing? Was just random lines from...
No, we were doing random lines from Act 3, Scene 1 of A Midsummer Night's Dream. As you do.
I prefer Hamlet.
No, you would. For reasons we will discuss later.
I compare thee to a summer's day.
Wow, there are stranger things under heaven and earth.
I can't quote anything from Hamlet. I've not read it. I've only read Romeo and Juliet and Midsummer Night's Dream.
You don't remember Alas Poor Yorick? I knew him well, Horatio? The fellow with an infinite jest?
I only remember Alas Poor Horatio. I knew him well. That's it. Yorick even. See? I even fucked that up. Your fault. I don't know why.
But no, Horatio is mentioned after. He's talking to Horatio.
Yeah.
They've come across the grave of a court jester that Hamlet knew as a kid.
Yeah.
It made him laugh.
Oh, and I think I read Macbeth as well. I'm not sure. Everyone knows the story of Macbeth, but I can't remember if I read it or not. But no, he does a very bizarre Hugo, which is David Jason, which made us all laugh for ages. It's a weird way to spend your evening, actually, doing character voices to Shakespeare.
I've always wanted to go up to a whole bunch of thespians who are about to, congregate backstage.
Mm.
Yeah, just run along going, Macbeth, 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 Macbeth. And then watch as they all go through their weird routines that they've learned from various places to shake off the curse.
And not just that, but also go, good luck.
Oh, yeah.
That's just as bad. You've got to say break a leg. Bad luck to say good luck to an actor just before he goes on stage.
Because he'll become self-conscious.
Well, apparently, the wishing of good luck just brings bad luck. So you've got to say break a leg, because that's apparently a bad thing to happen, so...
Because he becomes self-conscious.
Whatever. Just don't go out there and say knock him dead, because he might turn out to be a serial killer, and that could be a bad thing. Yeah.
Or Tommy Jones.
Or Tommy Jones. Or even worse, Tommy Cooper.
That's the one I was thinking of. Thank you.
Well, what would we ever do without
It's like he knows which name I actually mean, and just like that.
Right, thanks. Because now what I've got in my head is that fucking bottle under the hat sketch.
Hey, he uses a fez.
That's true. Fizzes are cool. And apparently
And we brought the references full circle.
we have, yes.
And the show, full circle.
Near enough. I
Actually,
mean,
no, you haven't brought up the Deus Ex Machina of the episode.
well, I wasn't going to spoil it really, but okay, I'll spoil it.
Wait. You're not going to peat us?
No, I decided I'm not going to be Peter. I'm not going to ruin it all for you. I'm going to leave you tantalised.
Yeah.
Just so you want to watch it, because it's actually not a bad episode. It's again, well paced. The series has been very well paced so far. That's been my... Aside from Peter Capaldi just being amazing, my biggest praise is that it has actually been a really well paced series, this series.
You know he's going to be sharing a stage with Darren Brown and Sue Perkins, among others, very soon.
I like Sue Perkins. Why does...
Well, imagine Peter Capaldi, Sue Perkins, Darren Brown, Amanda Nottingham, I think.
Mhm.
The others, all sharing a stage for questions and answer sessions.
What kind of con is it?
Huh?
What kind of con is it?
Nothing. It's the lesbian, the London Lesbian and Gay Switchboard.
Oh, right.
Have a charity event, and the question and answer thing is one of the bonus events.
Oh, cool.
Tickets went on sale for £40 today.
For about 40 minutes before they all sold out.
Probably with the names they've got there for all these people
Yeah.
sharing a stage.
£40 for an event is ridiculous.
It's not as bad. as
40
far as
of
sort
your
things
pink
go.
pounds, no less.
I think it's reasonable for £10 a day, generally. Generally, that's the rule, to be honest, with events. Because £10 is neither unreasonable, nor is it so low that they're not going to be actually, be able to pay the venue costs.
Well, it depends, because how much did it cost us to go and see Final Fantasy? One of those seats were like 40 quid. And that's an event.
They were 25 quid each.
Yeah, for us, because we got the cheap seats where you couldn't see half the stage.
We didn't need to.
I know, it's an audio experience, but that's some
We also get to saw the projector, so we were fine.
Yeah. The people behind the
Uh,
projector were screwed.
And that's a bit different. I mean, if this is like an actual event, like a con event.
No, not a con event. It's just like an evening with sort of thing. Like if you go to see
So did you get a
comedy
meal?
show or a theatre thing.
I still think that's a bit too much if it's for something like that.
Oh no, 40 quid isn't bad for these sort of things.
An evening
you
with-
can easily see them going.
Yeah, people will pay money
going
for it.
things like £100 for the fucking cheap seats,
Yeah.
and it's just
I
40
think
quid
40
all
quid is
round.
exceedingly reasonable for what it is, especially as Philia says, with the names.
Yeah,
I mean-
for an average Darren Brown show, you probably look at 60 quid for some mid-row seats.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
We've just been about the standard. It's not so bad. A few years back, just going back half a decade, those same seats would have cost you about 80 quid. DK?
I don't know, I've never really been a fan of Darren Brown, so...
Well, the sort of stage shows in general. Yeah, unless it's the local pantomime, in which case, tenner ahead, go on.
Probably would have been cheaper.
No, the pantomime is now like 25, 30 quid now. But then it depends where you go and see it.
Jeez.
I mean, when I was going, it was 10 quid to go and stand at the back to watch The Lion King, which is why I've seen it so many times. Now that's kind of 15, 20 quid. The 46 quid front row centre stage seats now in the hundreds. So, things are getting more expensive as time goes on. It used to be a lot cheaper to go and see shows and things, and now it's just
On the other hand, at least the production values have increased along with the ticket prices.
that is true, I've got to say. I mean, the Lyceum Theatre is an amazing stage. Even the Mayflower's kind of perked up. The sound system is still fucking terrible. And it brutally murdered a lot of the African when we saw the Lion King at the Mayflower, which was a crying shame. Because all you could just hear was the noise. You couldn't actually pick out individual words. And this is me knowing the script, knowing all the lyrics, listening and not being able to decipher individual words. So that's when you got problems. Except for Shadowland, that came out amazingly well. They managed to get the balance right for that, which was weird because it was the only song in the entire show that was kind of perfect.
It's like those times where we go to places and we hear something's going on, and we desperately want to run and offer our services to the nearest person.
Yeah. Which is weird because I don't know I could be any more experienced than the sound mixing guy they've got there, but
For me, it was being in Matalan and hearing the people trying to use the intercom.
oh god.
I just wanted to go up and go.
Give it here. I'll do
Give me a
your
microphone. I'll show you how to do this.
It's even worse when they're like an Asda or something, and then just go, it's like, wait, what? There was something in aisle 3. I have no idea what the fuck that was. I now want to go to aisle 3 just to see what the fuck you're talking about.
If it was free cakes or a school bus full of toddlers throwing up all at once.
But I'm curious now. What the fuck should I
I'm willing
free?
to risk it for cake.
There's an Uncharted card game.
Oh, for fuck's sake, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna download the trial. It's only £1.50 as well.
Oh, for the trial?
No,
Oh, okay.
for the game.
I was going to say, that's horrendous for a trial.
If it's actually good,
That's almost Hideo Kojima style levels of hideous.
I do like how it's. What is it? It's more dollars than it is.
Pounds?
Yeah. Good. Normally it's the other way around for no reason.
Okay,
That reminds me.
DJ says his cousin, who is in a band, says the O2 Academy in Bournemouth is one of the best sound systems in the South Coast. Take him to the Mayflower. Watch him cry.
Yeah.
Are all of our places going to be owned by O2 soon?
Yes, either that or Red Bull, one of the two.
Well, they do give you wings.
No, they don't. They're being sued in America because they don't give you wings.
What?
People in America are actually suing Red Bull because they don't give you wings.
I'm surprised it's not being thrown out quite as easily as the people suing Axe Body Spray for not getting a date in 20 years. No, it's 15 years at the time.
So the slogan, which is sort of, it's not really literal, but it's a sensation that they're describing. They're being sued because they're describing the sensation. It's essentially you're being uplifted from your buck. I'm good.
There we go.
Oh dear.
I just found a news article from The Independent. Red Bull awards $13 million to its customers for not giving them wings. Customers expecting a $10 refund from Red Bull could be bitterly disappointed to find out that the check they received may in fact be a fraction of the amount, yada 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 yada.
You know what I'd have done?
The plaintiff taken Red Bull to court for failing to give him wings after he drank the product. The company's adverts have famously used the slogan, Red Bull gives you wings, for some years. The man suing said that he had drunk Red Bull since 2002 and accused the firm of misleading in its claims not only to give wings, but also of its promises to increase concentration and reaction speed, among its many other claims.
What I don't know is I'd have, settled it and then just sent every single person a panty liner.
I've been drinking Red Bull since 22 something. I can't fly, and I drink so much of it every day. I can't concentrate. I'm all over the place.
Since 22 something?
Yeah, that's...
Oh my god, that redneck's from the future.
Exactly.
So not only did it not give you wings, it didn't even give you the ability to stay in this time stream. It's like, wow. So you didn't really have wings, you just went...
Help! Their addiction to energy drinks has caused the unraveling of all things.
Oh, dear. And on
that wonderful, wonderful note,
let's never think of that
time
again.
for me to take over from TK as he chokes.
As he dies, yes. I'm dying! Help me! Somebody fetch me a drink of tea.
Rainbow Moon looks like an RPG. It is a turn-based RPG.
It is an turn-based RPG that is actually fairly good for the future.
I will take my chances with actual RPGs.
It is an actual RPG.
There's a risk to it. I'll take my chances here. Anything could happen. Right, so on that risk-taking note, it's a good night from the Angel Duck song.
Good night.
It's a good night from the Fearless.
Good night.
And it's a good night for myself, TK. Thank you very much for listening to this week's more mellow episode of TigerTails Radio, where we didn't really stay on topic very much. Enjoyed a few tangents.
Surprisingly, the more mellow is also one that's had the most screaming when we're not drunk and Peter's stripping.
Yeah, I might just put a very small clip of that available on YouTube. Just a
No.
tiny one. Maybe with the top coming off. Just the reactions. Yeah, that video does exist on YouTube. It's currently very privately hidden, but it does exist. Repress all those memories, kids.
Angel Dark Song will blow you if it never sees light again. This is only my opening offer.
Why is there a Broken Sword 5?
It's because it follows from the 4 hours before it?
Because currents.
I didn't
Raisins.
even know there's a Broken Sword 4.
Keep it times, dude.
I might
You are so behind.
have to play this.
Give me good.
But before we do that, let's
Play us
say
out, TK.
night, night, everybody. Night, night.